So I'm watching this Mermaids from 1990, very precisely 1990, and calling it Mermaids is a bit of a stretch. I mean, it's no little mermaid as such. Well, not really literally a mermaid or some fantasy tale or such. It's only just a mild metaphor really to swimming, which really mostly applies to just one apparently from the looks of it. I've no idea why then plural. Anyway, yeah, with regards to the comedy, it was mostly a drama, really. With regards to the comedy, though, well, there isn't that much. I mean, apart from her religious strangeness, how I think she was a little woman, unless I'm mistaken. Uh, yeah, I think she is with Nona Ryder. I think. I'm not too familiar with her, but I think she is. Um, yeah, her religiosity is sort of funny, and how she interacts with it, and how suddenly she sees statues all staring at her, and there's that ominous background noise. That's kind of funny, but not not really. I mean, incredibly funny or anything. It's just like, do you want this or don't you? Decide. But apparently, that's the one thing she cannot do. I don't know. I don't know. In this sense, it's not really very, really. I don't know. I thought at first it was going to have something. I don't know, some sort of unique element, considering the weird title. I thought so. It was going to be somewhat similar to, say, um, that movie with the witches in it. What's it called again? Coming on recently. Also done around. No, no, not also. It was literally done. Actually, was it in the 90s? I forgot. Um, Practical Magic. Yeah, that's the movie's name. But no, it doesn't really have anything unique in it. Pretty much, it's realistic. It's a drama, pretty much. Um, you know, there's a in contrast to Little Woman, though, which is supposed to be set centuries ago. I mean, it's written centuries ago, but obviously not filmed centuries ago. This, on the other hand, it's filmed in the 80s, I guess you could say technically, although released in 1990. Um, but yeah, supposedly set in the 60s. I mean, they did good enough job for that. Like all the pictures were all of JFK, and then JFK dies. So yeah, it's very 60s. That's the thing, though, with regards to the scene when JFK dies. A bit too much, I think, in my opinion. I don't know if people literally acted like that. Was it like an average reaction or something? Because I find it hard to believe that someone that you only know as president would elicit such a response. I mean, mostly people cry like that when it comes to family or friends, usually, and sometimes not even friends, as far as I know. I don't know, just I don't know. It's a bit hard to believe that people are just crying in the street and everything. Like, it's one thing to appear gloomy, but sobbing uncontrollably, or I mean, not so much. I guess the protagonist. She just wanted to just kiss her way. Her, yeah, kiss. It's really bizarre. Yeah, that's when the statues started to look upon. And it is a strange movie, I should say. I mean, especially since there's this religious element. Yeah, certainly strange. Um, Bob Hopkins as well is strange. Much younger Bob Hopkins. Seriously, much older now. Yeah, I really didn't like that one-off line alluding to physical violence and nothing actually happened, but I've no idea why on earth they thought, oh, let's have this one-off line, Yeah. Now, 90s movies were strange as well, 90s, 80s, like, in the 16 candles, where you just casually refer to, they don't actually, do it or anything, or even just just casually allude to rape practically, and it's supposed to be some sort of oh well, yeah, just another coming of age movie, So this isn't as bad, but I also don't know why there was this thing about physical violence and his face, and it's seriously strange because this was straight after. There was that scene. I mean, yeah, I assume, yeah, it was a strange response, I suppose, when she just told him that he shouldn't get closer to her children, and it really doesn't make much difference. Because he put on some tape and stuff everywhere and a bit of light. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing was nice, putting, decorating the walls and everything. But then, I don't know how he could go from there to alluding to violence. He wants to do violence. Yeah, that ruined it, honestly. Not that I overall think incredibly highly of it, movie generally, because I mean, doesn't really have that much comedy. That's the main problem. The extent of its comedy involves Winona's character thinking she's pregnant just because she had a simple kiss, and that's pretty much it though. And then after that stops, the comedy stops pretty much as well. More of a drama. Even the drama isn't incredibly interesting in comparison to Little Woman. I suppose it's Little Woman didn't have any comedy at all, so I guess But that's I don't know. That's contextual, I guess. So like slightly, this is supposed to be contextual in the '60s and all, but doesn't really make much difference. I mean, '60s was in the background really, mainly. So it's not like much difference really did happen. And as I said, I thought it might have been slightly unrealistic, but I don't know ultimately what really how people really reacted. So it's not really an incredibly interesting movie, in my opinion. I didn't even know chair however it's pronounced. Acts. I really didn't know. I guess it's one of those celebrities who thinks that as soon as they get popular in one area, yeah, they could totally just go in another area seamlessly, and apparently it works. But whether it works with and produces successful movies is another thing, I suppose. This, well, I mean, subjectively at least, it's really not very interesting. Like even the movie I watched previously, Sleep Walk with Me, it wasn't incredibly funny either, but funny than this. I don't even know why she just stopped sort of being religiously funny, and but let her have. I mean, there's supposed to be some sort of conflict there, but really they ended up shouting and whatnot. Like what? Yep. So I really didn't really. Hmm. Apparently it was successful. I'm not entirely sure why, because it's really incredibly funny, and with regards to drama, well, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't exactly say much, but I guess it is dramatic. It's not quite. The only other thing I can think of, I suppose, is that it resonated with a certain audience due to its background when it comes to with regards to JFK and everything. Wasn't even quite aware. He thought that the 90s were going to be the second phase of space exploration. I guess that didn't turn out to be so accurate. I suppose there was nothing in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. These days, maybe. But ultimately, I mean, this movie wasn't really incredibly interesting in my opinion. But it's I don't know. It was just something at least. Just not really very very interesting though.